Hello, friends. Welcome back to another episode of Journey to Happiness. I'm excited you are here. This is going to be a pretty cool episode, at least for me anyway, and I hope you guys find value out of it too. So, I want to talk about a little bit here about the journey from nursing into entrepreneurship. So, even if you don't have a desire to have a business or be an entrepreneur, I think this episode could actually really help a lot of people out there. So, I'm going to talk about it. So, as you know, if you've listened to me in the first couple episodes, I was a nurse. I still am a nurse who is trying to make the transition into entrepreneurship. It was several years back when I had my spiritual awakening. I realized I wanted to help a lot of people, and I had a lot of info to help and knowledge to help them. And that's what I wanted to do. So I decided I was just going to go all in on that. And I started taking business courses. I started divulging myself in personal development skills and learned everything I could about different modalities that could help myself and help other people. But what I did a lot of is I did a lot of spiritual bypassing, which is basically just where you try to think positive, happy thoughts all the time, which is really important. And I will go into those in later episodes. But I wasn't really feeling a lot of my feelings. So I'm trying to, figure out how to help people, figure out what I can do. And my brain was kind of all over the place. And what ended up happening was I wasn't taking any action. It took me a couple years to start really taking any action on towards anything. I had invested in courses. I had taken a couple business courses. They taught me all the strategy in the world. They taught me everything I needed to know to start a business, but it still wasn't cutting it. I wasn't getting it. I couldn't figure out the technology. I couldn't figure out how to market. I couldn't figure out how to do sales, which I still don't know a lot of that stuff. I'm still learning a lot of that stuff. But my point is, I did, even though they taught me all of this stuff, I still wasn't catching on. I wasn't taking the action that I needed to take. And that's why I'm making this episode. So if you are on an entrepreneurial journey, or even if you're not, I think this could really help you. I will say that one of the things I learned along the way that people always said, and I didn't see how true it was until recently, everybody always said trying to start a business and putting yourself, even if it's not a business, but putting yourself out there on social media and deciding you want to serve other people will be the biggest personal development slash growth journey that you will ever go on. And they are so damn right because it brings up all the fears, it brings up all the old belief patterns that no longer serve us. It brings it all to the surface so that you can feel them and heal them and you can live a life of happiness. So, what are some things I learned along my journey? The number one key for me, well, actually, for anybody, honestly, is going to be your mindset. Your mindset is the key to everything. If you don't have the mindset to put yourself out there, if you haven't done the work to believe you're worthy, if you haven't done the work to believe it's possible for you, if you haven't done, you're still going to have fears, okay? You're still going to have those fears come up. That's going to happen. But if you haven't done the work to recognize those, then you can learn every strategy in the book. You can learn all of the things you need to strategically start your own business. But I can promise you this 1,000%. It's still not going to happen because you're not going to take the action that needs to be taken in order to start that thing, in order to put yourself out there, because you don't believe it's possible for you. This was key for me. I had been sitting on this podcast idea for a couple years now. And it wasn't really when I finally decided to launch it towards the beginning of this year. It honestly was not even that hard. It the technology was not that difficult. Figuring out how to upload all these was not that difficult, but I made it so difficult for the last couple of years. I didn't even get on my computer and try. And you want to know why that probably was? Most likely, I'm positive, honestly, that the reason that was because I didn't believe in myself. I didn't believe that I had what it took to do this. I didn't believe that people would even care and would want to listen to me. I didn't have the belief in myself. So I had to work on my mindset and I had to go on a major personal development journey in order to even get where I am right now. So that's what I wanted to say first and foremost. I had to do all of those things so I could believe it was possible for me. And it's still, it blows like I still, you never know, right? Because we always have the fears that come up, and we're always going to be in that state of, do people really want to hear what I have to say type of thing? But I wasn't even taking the action because I didn't believe in it. So, a couple things here that you can do. Most of us don't believe it's possible, first of all. You either don't believe it's possible for you or you don't believe it's possible at all. So, one of the things you can do to help if you have this fear is first of all, you can look around. If other people are doing the same kind of thing that you want to be doing, it's obviously possible, right? It's obviously going to be possible. But then you have to look at, do you believe it's possible for you? Do you believe it's possible for you? And if you do believe it's possible for you, then the other piece to this, the other key here, the other missing factor is you might believe it's possible for you, but you might have conflicting desires. So, what does this mean? Well, a conflicting desire, say you want to make $1 million. Okay, we'll just go big here. Let's say we want to make $1 million. What goes along with making that $1 million? Well, first of all, you're going to have to put yourself out there. So, you're going to open yourself up to criticism. If you want to make $1 million, people are probably going to criticize you because you're going to have to put your face out there. That's one factor. If you want to make $1 million, then, oh, what does that mean? It means I have to pay more money in taxes. It means I have to figure out how to do my own taxes. It means I have to figure out what to even do with $1 million because I don't know what the fuck to do with $1 million. So, what am I supposed to do there? How do I know that people are going to like me for me? Maybe they're just going to like me for what I can do for them, for what my $1 million can do for them, right? Those are called conflicting desires because you, on one hand, you want the thing to happen. You want the followers or you want the $1 million or you want all of the things that are going to happen. But on the other hand, it's a scary road because then you have to figure out the taxes. And what if people criticize you? And what if people only like you for your money? And what are you supposed to do with $1 million? How am I supposed to invest this money? I don't know anything about investing, like, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's called a conflicting desire. So I want you, if this is something that you are dealing with, I want you to really sit with these questions. Do you believe it's possible for you? And think about that. Do you really believe it's possible? And do you have these conflicting desires? Do you want the thing, but yet you're also very afraid of the thing happening? Sit with that. That is part of the mindset of this entrepreneurial. I can't speak. I can't say that word. Entrepreneurial. I still can't say it. You know what I mean, right? That is part of the journey, and your mindset is going to be everything. So, your mindset is key. Sit with those questions. Ask yourself those questions, not just if you're wanting to be an entrepreneur. I cannot say this word, entrepreneur, not just for that aspect, but your just mindset is going to be key on everything. Because again, you're not going to take any action in life. You're never going to walk up to that guy that you've had a crush on for a year and ask him out. You're never going to put your face on social media. You're never going to be vulnerable on social media. You're never going to really speak what you think any of that stuff, if your mindset is not in the right place, if you don't believe that you are worth it and you don't believe that you can, okay? That is first and foremost with everything. The second tip I have for you, if you are, again, this is not just for entrepreneurs, this is also in anything in life. The second key tip that I have for you is find community. Community is everything, not just for building a business, but just finding like-minded individuals who have similar interests and similar goals in mind as you. It's definitely important if you're an entrepreneur because you need people who are going to be there for you and who you can tell those big dreams to and who will be there to support you, who will be the biggest cheerleaders for you to go for those big dreams. So that is going to be key, but it's also key for everything. And when I say like-minded individuals, that's what I mean. So I don't just mean acquaintances or friends in your life who you've had since you were in high school, who, what I mean, if you've had them and they're still like-minded and like you still align with each other, then great, keep them. But if you don't align with him anymore, if your paths have started to separate and you find yourself down different roads, it's okay to step away from that friendship. It doesn't mean that you don't love them. It doesn't mean that anything is bad about you or them. All it means is that you are on two different paths and might not be in alignment to be seeing each other and in each other's daily lives right in this moment. You might come back together later, or you might not. But either way, it's going to be okay. What you need is you need people in your life who are going to support where you're at in life right now, support your dreams, support everything that's going on with you, and you're going to be doing the same thing for them. And like what I say, like-minded individuals, again, for me, for an example here, this is spiritual people. Like I don't want people in my life who are not spiritual, who don't have that spiritual awakening that's happened. And it's again, I'm not saying anything bad about them if they haven't had that, because we're all on our own journey. But for me personally, like those are the people I'm aligned with right now. I'm also aligned with other entrepreneurs. Because I'm trying to build something right now. I'm trying to serve people. I'm trying to help people. I'm, putting my face out here on social media. I'm putting my voice out here on these podcasts. I'm doing the things that I want to do to help other people find happiness and joy in their lives. And so I need people in my life who are supportive of that. And maybe they're a couple steps ahead of me, and that is awesome because they can help pave the way. Like it's nice to have people who are supportive but who also might be a couple steps ahead of you, right? Because they actually say that we are this the five people we surround ourselves with are basically who we are. So it's really, really important to surround yourself with people who have the same values, who have similar beliefs, who are on the same path as you, and maybe even a few steps ahead of you, because that is going to propel you to get to the level that you want to be. So I hope this is really making sense to you. Find community. I'm telling you, it is going to be key. There are so many groups on Facebook. I'm actually getting ready. I have a group on there, but I'm getting ready to revamp it. So I will let you guys know when that happens. That would be another really great way to have community. But it doesn't have to be my group, right? It can be any group on Facebook. Whatever you are passionate about and whatever you are invested in, find a group that shares those ideals and those dreams. With the online space nowadays, I have kind of a love-hate relationship with technology and with online stuff, but it is actually a really beautiful thing that we have this tool to connect each other. It's awesome to connect in person. I definitely prefer that if I have the choice, but I live in a very small town And that's not always the option here. So I have found myself connecting with people in the online space. And if I didn't have the group of people that I have connected with, if I did not have those people in my life, I probably would not even be making this podcast right now because they have been there to support me and to love me and to let me share my crazy dreams and to just be cheerleaders. And I have done the same for them. So it is so important. I can't stress it enough. So the two things, not just to become an entrepreneur, but just in life and in general, that we really need to look at and have is having a good mindset, believing that anything is possible for us, believing that we can go for our dreams and it will all work out because the universe is here to support us and to guide us and to help us bring those dreams into reality. And then a community who can share those dreams with us and who will support us and cheer for us. Those are my two tips for you today in how to live just a better life, right? And how to propel yourself into the next level, into the place that you want to be. So that's all I have today. I hope you guys have such a great day. I love you all so much. I thank you for supporting me in this because I see you guys, even though I don't see your faces, I don't know your names, but I see you. I love you so much. If you would love to connect with me on more of a personal level, then also you can follow me on Facebook and you can DM me. I would actually love for you to DM me because I am ready to connect with you guys. I am ready to connect and say hi and hear who you are. I would love to hear who you are. So you can find me on Facebook. I will link it in the show notes, but it is Chrissy, CHRISSY, Lax, LAX, just like the airport. I hope to see you over there also. And stay tuned for next week, and we'll see what we decide to talk about. I love you all so much. Have a great day. Mwah.